I knew ahead of time. I think I actually told Adam that he was going to kill me.
Wow.
Yeah, by accident. I mean, not going to kill me by accident. Well, that happened. But I let it slip by accident.
I didn't know nothing. For me, working with Joss Whedon was like working for Lockheed in Area 51. I knew when that script came out. He told me in my first season, in season 2, he backed me up against the wall and he goes, I don't care how popular you are dead, you are dead, you are dead.
Did you know you were coming back on Angel?
No, I always thought I was dead. I was always like, he's about to kill me, man. He's about to kill me. At all times, yeah. Because my character was not supposed to be like, you guys weren't supposed to like me. In Joss's world, vampires are just a stand-in for, they're a metaphor for the problems that you get over in adolescence. So that's why his vampires are ugly when they have pointed teeth. They're not supposed to be romantic. And I talked him to one romantic vampire, it was Angel. David Greenwald talked him into it. And I was just supposed to be a boy toy for Drusilla and get killed off by Angel when he went evil. And then it went different. It was not going according to plan. And so he kept telling me, I don't like the Anne Rice stuff. You are not right for the show. Stop it. Stop it. I was like, dude, you dyed my hair. It's your fault.
That's like a testament to you, that you were able to take something that never was supposed to be anything and make it something amazing.
I was just very poor, and I was like, you can do what you want, but I'm gonna try to make this last as long as I can.
Claire, do you want to?
Okay, you have an answer.
I knew I was going to die, eventually. But it was always a surprise. I was on information lockdown too, so I'd get a script and see what happened.
Need to know basis.
Yes.
We didn't need to know anything.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Keith, and I'm a Buffy-holic. This question is for Amber. One of my favorite episodes is Hush. Just absolutely amazing episode. The way it was done, very creative. What was it like to do an episode where it was pretty much all pantomime?
That was awesome. That was my first episode. Little did I know we'd be moving forward. Doing naughty things. We did hold hands when we moved the drink machine. We took a little. No, it was amazing. I'd never done anything like that before. As an actor, you're always like talk. So to be silent and to have to like express yourself that way was really a challenge for me because I like to talk. Sarah didn't like to talk, but I like to talk. But I think it all ended up being about just listening to people. I mean, not like their words, but like what they're giving you as far as their actions, just like really watching them and reading them and just giving them back in time. Yeah, it was awesome. It's one of my favorite episodes. That musical and Restless, which are in the body.
That's a lot of favorites there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That episode was Joss showing off. He got told, people were telling him why he was a genius, and he kept going, no, you don't get it yet. Because they were telling him that you're so funny. Your dialogue is so funny. That's why you're so good. He's like, oh, really? I'll do one without dialogue. Or you're so funny. Really? I'll do one with no jokes. Bye. He kept doing that. I remember thinking that it was be an easy episode because, like, I don't have to memorize anything. And Joss gets on set, and he was so specific with every moment. He is directing. Because usually in film, they direct you as little as possible because they want you to be natural. They don't want you to start acting. But in that one, it was every little moment. It was like, nope, then you turn that much, and then you give the look. So he was carving the beast. So yeah, it ended up being a lot harder than I hoped.
Thank you.
Okay, this question is for all of you. Who is that one actor or director that has given you the best piece of advice so far? And what was that advice for you?
James gave me the best piece of advice.
Cool.
And it was get the spinach out from between your teeth.
I guess the best piece of advice I ever got was, I worked on a film with Steven Soderbergh, and I asked him what made a good director, and he said he cast well, which is also what I did when I cast James in this film that I made called Chance.
Yeah.
Cast smart, and then you just let awesome people who know what they're doing just do their thing, and you don't fuck them.
Awesome.
I remember I was working with his first-time director. She was a fellow cast member of Buffy. She said, James, shut up. That was good. But other than that, my very, I think it was the first play I ever did was a Shakespeare at the Goodman in Chicago, and I was freaked out, and I asked this guy, Bob Scoggins, what's the secret of doing Shakespeare? And he's drinking a beer, and he goes, kid, stand up straight, say your lines clearly, get the hell off stage. And it was literally the best. If anyone does Shakespeare, just let Shakespeare do the work. You don't have to do any work. Just say the lines clearly, stand up straight, and leave.
Well, my best piece of advice was similar to James and I guess Amber's, but a little more concise. Don't act. That's what I was told. Don't act.
Yeah.
I guess I would say the best advice I ever got, and all the directors say this, is know your lines. Know your words.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, next up, sir, what is your question?
I actually have a question for you all too, but possible we could start with Christy. I'd like for you all to talk about how you came to Buffy.
Oh, okay. Well, Luke Perry was first cast in the film, and he had recommended me to play the role of Buffy, and I had to go in and, you know, audition, and I went through a process of, I don't know, 7 auditions or so, and with all other actors. So it was kind of like a screen test sort of thing, but they didn't film it. But, you know, it was just like, you know, a lot of people involved. And that's how, then I got the part.
Mine's similarly exciting. I was auditioning for different projects and got a call about this weird show called Buffy, and it was in its, you know, I guess it was going into its 5th season, obviously, and I had seen only the show when I had been over to Liza when she did crossover episodes and I'd seen Angel and whatever, but I didn't really know too much about it. And the dialogue was very general, and the character didn't have a name, and so I said, well, I'm just going to go in and play her crazy. And I guess Joss responded to crazy, because it really was an easy process. I just got a call the next day, like, oh yeah, you got the job. I'm like, great.
When I moved down to Los Angeles, it was from Seattle, and I moved down because I had a son, and I had to get some work, and the only credit I had was off of Northern Exposure playing a really nerd character, like this, the son of a really amazing preacher who was trying to be a preacher himself but couldn't do it. He just sucked because he was nervous in front of people, you know. So I was getting called in for a lot of nerds, because in Hollywood, whatever you've done before is what you keep doing. And then suddenly I get an audition for this other kind of character, this spy character. I'm like, right on. And apparently they've been looking for somebody for like 3 months, and hadn't found anybody they liked, and they were filming in 3 days, and the character was supposed to die after 5 episodes anyway, so they just had to get it done. And I came in with a believable accent, and they were like, John, kill him for it.
I just auditioned for it, and I think Joss wanted someone very sylph-like, very thin and tiny, and I came in and he's like, no, but Marty Noxon was like, yes. And so they called me to come back, and I had actually left town, so I couldn't go back. So they're like, we're going to see more people, and if we don't find somebody, come back on Monday. So I went in on Monday, didn't find anybody, and Marty pushed for me. That's how I got the job.
Yeah, I auditioned late in the process of trying to find the master because they couldn't figure out who they wanted, and the casting director told me later they actually brought me in because she was sure that I was wrong. The part, because they'll often do that, casting directors. Apparently, they bring in people that they're sure are wrong, hoping the director will help them understand better what the director wants, because the director will say, no, no, no. But it turned out I was what just when we shared a sense of irony and we realized that it was all supposed to be very funny.